Welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx. This is my All Elite Wrestling AEW Revolution pay-per-view review. We are going to talk about all the matches from top to bottom and then give you my overall thoughts, and I want you to give me your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you're here in the live chat, I want your thoughts too. Because later on, after I give my thoughts, I am turning the show over to you to give your thoughts on the show. So be prepared, ladies and gentlemen, to give your thoughts when it comes time for it. I want to say what's up to the following people: Dr. Doom, True Fighter 901, Steve Callen, King Mike Tuss, Elias Ademi, I already said Steve Callen, excuse me, Dr. Pooh, The Pack CR7, Cornbread, Bryson Mixtape 99, Tomuro, there we go. Tomuro. I'm missing a couple of people in there. I feel like Jameer? Did I say your name right? Jameer? My B? Close enough. KDTV, Ultra Shadow 97, R. Riggs, Seth Rollins fan, Zachary Hayne. I'm assuming he's the Rollins fan from 2008. I'm just saying. Tyler Colott, Carlos Marinso, Firestar Hart, It's Me Lorenzo, alright, and Daniel Gen X 6887, KB Brown, and last but not least, Jamarcus Williams. Alright, if I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. I want to get back to this review. And as always, if you like what I have to say and you want more, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, help me get to 30,000 subscribers, click that bell to catch all my podcasts and videos when they come out. And if you really want to help expand the brand, you can do the following things. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at VX1, Alyx's World, donate using PayPal, Patreon, Super Chat, buy yourself a t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees today. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com, and of course follow me on Instagram if you want. And don't forget to check out my interview with the lovely Thunder Rosa. To me, one of the best female wrestlers today, the current NWA Women's Champ. Definitely someone you should check out. Definitely someone highly recommend you see that interview. Check it out if you haven't already. So, let's just recap what I talked about at my first podcast before it went down. I did mention the pre-show. I spoke very quickly on the Dark Order beating SCU in the pre-show, the buy-in. Didn't see the full match. I just saw half of it. I did see the end, where Colt Cabana came out to a big reception in Chicago. Of course, it's Chicago's own Colt Cabana. So he came out. Don't know if he's wrestling full-time. Maybe he's just there for a part-time basis. But hell, he's there. So he came out, tried to save SCU, but got his ass kicked. And then we see a cloaked figure walk out with his arms crossed. And we're thinking, uh-oh, it's the Exalted One. Nope. Christopher Daniels is revealed to be the guy under the hood. And at first you're like, uh-oh, is he the Exalted One? Nope, he just enters the ring and attacks Dark Order just to throw them off. It was a fake out. It was a well-played fake out. Daniels is still a part of SCU. They overpower Dark Order. And that was the pre-show, or the buy-in. I thought it was well handled. Now we get to the main card. I thought Chicago was an awesome crowd. As always, it's one of the best wrestling crowds out there, period. And one quick tidbit. On March 25th, which is a Wednesday, AEW will be doing an event, a special event, called AEW Blood and Guts. A nice shot at Vince McMahon, who in 2019 said in some kind of a conference call that AEW was too violent for TV. It's all about blood and guts, and he doesn't know if TNT wants blood and guts. Well, Vince, you're wrong. Not only does TNT want blood and guts, because they paid them millions to produce their shows for 3 years going forward, they're giving them their own pay-per-view called Blood and Guts. Well, it's not a pay-per-view. Wish it was a pay-per-view. I would pay good money to see it. I would. For real. I would pay good money to see it. It's just a regular 2-hour event on Wednesdays, kind of like Bash at the Beach. And apparently, there's going to be 2 rings and a big cage over it. Yeah. You can guess what that is. We can't call it what it is, War Games, because I think WWE owns the rights to that. But that's what it is. It's now called Blood and Guts. Overall thoughts on the show, I thought it was great. Top to bottom, all the matches delivered. There really wasn't a bad match on the card. There were weaker ones, and then there were really, really awesome ones. But not a single bad match. Just an overall great show. We kicked things off with Jake Hager. That Swagger, making his in-ring debut in AEW, taking on Dustin Rhodes. Now, I loved the theme song of Jake Hager. It was a nice rap, hard-hitting beat behind it. I enjoyed it. I gotta download that if it's on Spotify. I need it in my playlist. The match was a solid match. It was a little slow for me when it first got started. I get it. It's an old school match. These two work a very old school style, but still, it dragged for a while. It eventually picked up, and when it got going, it was good. But the first half of the match was, it was a little draggy for me. It didn't pick up until Dustin went outside and made out with Mrs. Hager. So, Jake Hager's wife or significant other was on the ring, was at ringside, and Dustin Rhodes decided to get in trouble with the Me Too movement and make out with her without consent. Just put his lips on her lips. She didn't like it. She said it was disgusting. Uh-oh. Well, it doesn't matter because Jake Hager got his revenge. He hits Dustin Rhodes with the China low blow. Psych. It was a knee to the balls, and then chokes him out with that triangle choke, and that's how he got the victory. So the right person went over. The match was solid. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, it didn't really get me excited for the show. What got me excited was the second match. That was Darby Allin versus my boy Sammy Guevara from Houston, Texas. This was a great match. From the moment the bell rung, boom, Darby Allin hits that sweet suicide dive to the outside. Well, the bell didn't ring when he did that, though. The bell rung a little bit later on, because before the bell rung, Sammy Guevara hit a really awesome 630 senton splash through a table on Darby Allin that looked fantastic. And Darby Allin sold it like $1 million. He was on spaghetti legs throughout the entire match. Then after he entered the ring, that's when the bell rung. Even then, the match when the bell rung was still fantastic. I loved every single bit of it. And I love that Darby Allin won with the coffin drop. Now, I said in my first podcast that Darby Allin's coffin drop might be the most dangerous finisher in AEW right now. Why do I say that? Because unlike the Winged Angel, the one Winged Angel, or the Juice Effect, who, when it's hit, that's the end of the match. When this one hits, it also has that same effect. When it hits, that's the end of the match. But when it misses, more than likely Darby Allin loses. Because in every match before, when he's been using the move, when he misses the move, he loses the match. It's like you're rolling the dice. It's like playing Russian roulette. If you hit, you're good. But if you miss, that's it. You're probably losing the match. He hit the move in this match, and my boy won. Darby Allin won, and Chicago lost their minds. They loved Darby Allin. They got all kinds of happy when that man beat Sammy Guevara. Because he's a star, man. AEW has found a diamond in a rough when it comes to Darby Allin. Everything about him is just so awesome. It's so unique. You don't see it anywhere else. So take this guy and do your best to make him into a main event player. He's a future star for sure. And then we get the match of the night. A classic. If there ever was a classic to be had when it comes to tag team wrestling. One of the best tag team matches I've seen in ages. We got Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page taking on the Young Bucks for the AEW tag team titles. Now, I said in my preview that this was the match that I am predicting Hangman Page to turn, to become a villain. I wasn't expecting what we got. We didn't get what I predicted. We got something better. We got the Young Bucks healing it up. I didn't expect the Young Bucks to be the heels temporarily, but to be the heels in the match. I mean, Chicago booed them immediately when they came out. Chicago loved Hangman Page, despite the fact that he is a complete douche, a complete asshole right now, somewhat. He kind of redeemed himself a little bit at the end there, but he's not someone you should like as of right now. They loved him. He kind of has that Stone Cold Steve Austin charisma to him. The more evil he is, the more stuff that he does that fans are supposed to not like, the more they like him. That's a unique kind of charisma that you don't see often. And I hope AEW makes good use of that. Because I won't lie, if this was the Hangman Page I was getting when he took on Chris Jericho last year, I most likely would have been okay with him being a world champ. Most likely, because I am loving this Hangman Page. Man, this match was off the chain. And what made it work wasn't just the action. It was the storytelling. Because these four guys are best friends. You already knew the stuff, the history between Omega and the Young Bucks. You already know about Hangman Page being a part of the Elite. It's incredible, though, when the Young Bucks really try, it's incredible what kind of storytelling they're capable of. I was blown away with how well they worked with Omega. I love that Hangman Page, of course, was like I said, he was the asshole in the match. He was the guy going to Omega, slapping him in the shoulder. Get your ass in there and kick their ass. Don't be nice to them. I don't care that they're our friends. I don't care that you're friends with them. We're the tag team champs. Kick their ass. And Omega's like, okay, I'm going to need you to calm the hell down. You know? I also like that while there was some sportsmanship between Omega and Matt Jackson, anytime Matt got to get his hands on Hangman Page, there was no sportsmanship. He was pissed at Hangman. Now, he has a reason to be pissed at Page because Page spit in his face. He's like, oh, hell no. And that awakened the dark side of Matt Jackson, and that's when they started going heel. I love that they basically fed off of each other's dark sides. And later on in the match, the Young Bucks went full-fledged heel. They were desperate to get those tag team titles. They didn't cheat or get weapons or, do all that kind of stuff. But they were going after Omega's weakened shoulder. They were doing the kind of stuff you used to see them do as heels. And you're like, wow. Like, that I didn't see coming, but I loved it. And it's incredible to me that as the match went on, the tag team synergy between Omega and Page got better. Because the whole story going into this match was the Young Bucks were the better team because they get along, and Omega and Page are showing cracks. Well, as the match went on, the Young Bucks were the ones showing cracks because Matt Jackson then started bossing Nick around, and Nick was like, yo, calm down. And then they were off. But then Omega and Page were on the same page. No pun intended. And that, unfortunately, led to the downfall of the Young Bucks. And they lost to that sweet... Well, here's the thing. I love the tag team finisher. The tag team finisher between Omega and Page is awesome. That big trigger buckshot, that is an awesome finisher. Matt Jackson kicked out of the first one. He kicked out of the first attempt, which I was like, I won't lie. I was shocked by the kick out, but afterwards I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. But it's okay because Hangman Page came in and hit the buckshot again and pinned him 1, 2, 3. So the match was an absolute classic. And after the match, the Young Bucks, they calmed down. They showed camaraderie with Omega. They show sportsmanship. They give him a hug. They show him some love. Hey, we leave it all in the ring. Nothing personal. And then they look at Hangman Page. And Hangman Page is like, look, man, sorry, I can't do it. I can't show you guys any love right now. I can't. And so the Young Bucks leave. And then we see Omega standing in the ring by himself. The camera pans over to Hangman Page. He drops the title, grabs the ropes as if he's about to do the buckshot. Everyone in the arena goes, oh crap. Commentary is like, oh man, what's getting ready to happen here? Omega turns around. Hangman's like, come here. And then shows him some love. And we're like, okay. That was a nice tease. That was a really nice tease. It's coming. Heel turn's coming. It didn't happen tonight, as I predicted, which, honestly, good. Keep doing that. Like, keep subverting my expectations. Because if you can do that and keep me guessing, that's pro. That shows you guys are pros and you know what you're doing. And I bow down to you for that. Sometimes it's okay to be unpredictable and be good. Sometimes it's good to be predictable and still be good. Keep it going. But you know it's happening. They teased it, so you know it's got to happen now. You know it's got to happen at this point. It's going to be great. But yeah, absolutely. That was a classic. I don't know if there are many tag team matches as good as that. You'll have to really, really try to find one. That was a tag team match. I love the story. I love the psychology. I love the action. It's going to be hard to not say that wasn't match of the night. Good luck finding a match that was better than that, in my opinion. So the next match, and let me just stop for a second to talk about commentary. I'm really loving the energy, the synergy between Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. They are excellent. They have figured it out. It took them a while to get it together. But I feel like they're now starting to find their groove. And it's showing. Because even Jim Ross is starting to get into his old self again. And I'm loving it. I just have to say that. So the next match, unfortunately, was the women's match. And I'm not saying, unfortunately, like it's a bad match or it was a bad match. I'm saying, unfortunately, because it followed what I thought was the match of the night. Chicago was worn out from that last match. From the near falls, from the crazy spots, from the drama, from booing the Young Bucks. They were worn out. And so you get to this women's match, they have no energy. They can't even get into it. They get into it a little bit, but they're just like, we gotta calm down. They were coming down from that classic of a tag match. And unfortunately, the women, they kind of got them back into it, but they couldn't get them fully back into it. The match suffered. It was a solid match. Nyla Rose took on Chris Statlander, and the match was, it was pretty good for where it was. It just suffered because the crowd wasn't into it. It was like watching these two wrestle in an empty arena, unfortunately. Nyla Rose, of course, ends up beating Statlander with a top rope powerbomb. They did their best. It was really hard to follow that tag match. So I'm not going to fault them whatsoever. I'm not going to give them crap. But Nyla Rose retains in a pretty solid women's match. Following that, we had the most anticipated match of the evening. We had Maxwell Jacob Friedman, a.k.a. MJF, taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, or Cody, who had a nice little big-ass tattoo on his neck. The American Nightmare tattoo, to be exact. Yeah, it was all over Twitter. People couldn't stop talking about his tattoo. Man, I would hate to get laser surgery on that thing. Anyways, so the match, the match was good. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't love the match. I thought the match was very entertaining. I thought the right guy went over. I thought the drama was solid. I'm not gonna lie, I expected something different. Because in my mind, here's what I saw in my mind. I saw Cody Rhodes absolutely obliterating MJF. I thought for sure he was going to grab MJF by his goddamn throat and just beat the piss out of him. Lose his mind, go berserk. Because it's like, you know what? You tortured me. You put me through hell. You embarrassed me. You cost me my championship, my opportunity for the championship. And I said to myself, Cody is going to kill this guy. He is going to lose his mind and go for his goddamn throat. I didn't get that vibe. I didn't get the vibe that Cody wanted his throat on. He wanted his head on a stick. I didn't get that vibe. He was just kind of wrestling him. It's like, yo, come on. You gotta tell the right story here. You did this awesome hype. Cody's gonna get his hand on MJF. I want to see you kick his ass. And it was a very competitive match. And I'm like, I don't know if this was the match to have a competitive match in. I don't know. Cody was selling his broken toe. MJF bit his toe. That was disgusting. You know, yeah, there was a part of the match where MJF was cowering in the corner and he was all like, mercy. Mercy, Cody, mercy. Show me some mercy. That was nice. And then MJF spat in his face and then Cody lost his shit. That was great. When he went for the multiple crossroads and then MJF on the third one gets out the ring and punches Cody in the face and then steals the victory. The ending was great. I love the ending. And the match was good. Again, I don't know if this was the right match to have. I was hoping we could see Cody just absolutely beat the piss out of MJF. That's what I wanted. I kind of wanted to see him just go berserk on MJF. And then at the end, MJF do that exact same ending. That's that exact same ending where he just loses his mind. And then MJF knocks him with it, the ring. The dynamite ring. And steals the victory. But my prediction was right. MJF stole the victory from Cody Rhodes. And this feud is not over. It's not over. Let's see where it goes. It was the right move. I said it in my preview. MJF is way too good as a villain. You don't want to kill that heat right now. You want to keep that going. Keep it going as long as possible. Hell, I say send him after the AEW World title. Why not? That's what I say we do. I think we can talk about Mr. Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy now, right? Yeah, I think his match is next. Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy made his in-ring debut as a singles competitor, taking on Pac. When I tell you, out of any match we got tonight, this was the surprise hit. When I tell you, although I feel like the tag team championship match was the match of the night, like objectively that was the match of the night, my favorite match of the night, from a personal standpoint, is this match. I am going to remember this match more than any other match we got. Pac versus Orange Cassidy was an outstanding match. And it worked because AEW has done such an awesome job protecting Orange Cassidy. They did such an awesome job producing him, portraying him as the comedy act. The guy that doesn't try. He play kicks people on purpose. He knows he's not trying to actually hit you. But when he gets down and when it's time to actually get serious and try, he's a dangerous son of a bitch. That was the vibe I got in this match. Because we're so used to him playing around and not being serious. When we saw him get serious, it was a big deal. The first thing we see is Pat get flipped on his back with an arm drag, and Chicago lost their minds. And then he wrestled with his glasses on. And the glasses eventually came off. And then when he was getting his ass kicked, he sold like $1 million. He sold so freaking well for Pac. And Pac sold extremely well for him too. They were such a good pairing, man. I love this match. My favorite moment. What favorite moment? There's so many. Love that Superman punch or Super Orange punch. That punch was devastating. Because at first, he did the whole, and then Pac's just like, don't play with me. Pushes him down. And then Orange Cassidy got up and said, "Pow!" punched his lights out. And I'm like, yo, that's a Superman punch. That was great. And then the DDTs, and then the hope spots. And then, of course, you had the Lucha Brothers come out there to distract Orange Cassidy by attacking the best friends. And that allowed Pac to, sneak up behind him and hit him with the, I forgot what he hit him with. But he locks in the Brutalizer, his submission move, and gets Orange Cassidy to tap out. So Pac wins the match, as I predicted. That was the right move to do. But man, that match was awesome. Oh, that was so good. This is how you create stars. They've done such a great job of making this character Orange Cassidy so unique. He stood out so well that when he actually did wrestle, when he actually did take it seriously, it was a big freaking deal. He actually might be. Is he my favorite wrestler in AEW right now? He's close. He's definitely top 5. If not top 3. I'm going to go with top 5. Top 5 right now. Yeah. Man, I love him. I love Orange Cassidy. He's one of my favorites now. He just shot to the top of my favorite wrestlers list from this one match. I don't care what y'all say. This was an outstanding performance. Characters matter. He was so over in Chicago. Even in defeat, Orange Cassidy looked strong because of a distraction. So, I love this comment from Ochishao97 who said, Orange Cassidy is more over than the entire WWE roster. Thinking about it, I think you're right. Because they killed The Fiend. Like, the only person he might not be as over as is Daniel Bryan, but other than Bryan, yeah, he might be the most over talent they got. Yep. Yeah, I think Orange Cassidy might have overstepped a lot of the WWE roster as of this match. Okay, so let's get to the main event. Main event time. Jericho versus Moxley. Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley. Justin Roberts with that awesome announcement. This was also a good match. This one, I didn't really expect a lot from these two. I remember when Jericho and Moxley had their feud in 2016. And even those matches were good. They were good. They weren't setting the world on fire. They weren't match of the year candidates. They were good. They got the job done. This one, it was good. They brawled outside the ring, inside the ring. We saw a spot where Jericho went after Moxley's eye, and then the patch over his eye started leaking blood. And you're like, oh my god. That's something you see out of a horror film. But yeah, they beat the piss out of each other. You had some interferences from the Santana and Ortiz, and then of course Jake Hager, who tried to stop Moxley from getting too much on Jericho. But even then, it wasn't enough. They eventually got kicked off a ringside, and then it was just Jericho and Moxley. You had Sammy Guevara interfere, hit Moxley with the belt. Still wasn't enough. Still was not enough. And then Jericho went for the Judas Effect, which so far no one has kicked out of, and missed. And then Moxley hit the Paradigm Shift twice. And then pins Chris Jericho 1, 2, 3 to become your new AEW World Heavyweight Champ. Jon Moxley went from 0 in WWE to the top guy in AEW. And rightfully so. He should be your world champ. I love this. I love that he got his moment. I'm happy for Moxley. I don't know how long he's going to be champ, because right now, I feel like if anyone should be champ, it's MJF. Eventually, he's got to drop that belt to MJF. Whenever he does it, I don't care. I don't know when. I don't know where. You know, eventually, Moxley is dropping that belt to MJF. And then we gotta do Cody and MJF again for the belt. But yeah, buddy. My boy Moxley got his moment. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy. He got out of WWE and came to be easily one of the most over wrestlers today in wrestling. One of the most popular, one of the best performers. And now he's the top guy in AEW. As he should be. The era of Moxley. How long it lasts, I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to write this out. I'm happy for him. He deserved this. After all the crap that WWE put him through. If you listen to the Chris Jericho podcast, the horror stories, it's such good shit that Vince put him through. My goodness. This is what he deserved. I'm so happy for him. So, the show ends with a promo from Moxley, who thanks the fans for standing by him, saying this is for you, for everything we've done, for everything we've been through. It's about time we got our moment. He says it's our moment, not his moment, but our moment. And then they tried to cut him off by playing his music, and he's like, hey, I'm not done yet, what the fuck? I'm not done yet. Turn that shit off. Yeah, calling their bluff. He's like, you don't interrupt me, I'm Jon Moxley. That was hilarious. I thought that was funny. But then he basically said, it's time to go get some whiskeys. It's time for a whiskey. So, I hope Renee Young is happy. She probably did some live reactions, probably crying in her bedroom. My man is champ. Yeah, he's champ, Renee. I hope you're ready to celebrate. Because I guarantee you, he coming home to celebrate good times. Come on. If you know what I mean. But yeah, great show. Great show overall from AEW. If you ask me which show did it better, if you ask me to pick between NXT TakeOver Portland or AEW Revolution, I'm going to say NXT TakeOver Portland had the better pay-per-view this month. But that's not discounting the great show this was. You should still go out of your way to see it if you have not. So, B+. Great show for me. And that's my thoughts. So here's what we're going to do now. I am now going to turn this over to the live chat. I want the live chat to answer this question. First off, what is your grade for the show? What was your favorite match of the night? Favorite match of the night, and what was your grade of the show? So let's take it over to the live chat now. Let's see here. Okay, we got a Trump supporter in the live chat. Safe space for wrestling fans. And I mean all wrestling fans. Prince Rockstar, Jon Moxley is the new champ. You know it. Notorious MMA 16. Getting at that guy for talking about the president. Oh no, guys. It's crazy. But yeah, give me your thoughts, guys. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say about the show. So, let's see here. Seth Rollins fans give it an 8 out of 10. I like that. 8 out of 10. Dr. Doom. Uh-oh. Why is it not appearing? It was appearing. 1 second, guys. Let me fix this real quick. I apologize. I don't know why the chat's not showing anymore. Does it not want to show? Anyways, Elias Ademi gave it an A+. Said it was better than Showdown. Let's see here. Notorious MMA. So what happened, people? No Matt Hardy. Ha 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 ha. Okay, real quick. Let me fix this chat real quick. I don't know why it wasn't showing. That's weird. It was showing before, and then it just stopped showing. So let me check this out real quick. Okay, let me see if that did anything. Yeah, that's odd. Well, I guess I just gotta do it the old-fashioned way until it shows. That's depressing. Hopefully it'll actually start showing again. That's weird. Firestar Heart gave it a 9 out of 10. WWE fan gave it a 10 out of 10. Notorious MMA gave it... he said his favorite match was Cody versus MJF. Alright, ain't nothing wrong with that. Melvin Jackson gave it a 9 out of 10. Said he loved the set. He said the show looked awesome. Let's see here. Gemini Valdez, he said, compared to the last AEW pay-per-view, my friend loved Orange Cassidy, and he's never watched AEW until tonight. Yeah, I feel like, again, although the tag match was the match of the night, I gotta reiterate that. Yes, the tag match was indeed the match of the night. I personally feel my favorite match, the match I'm gonna remember the most, will be Orange Cassidy's performance with Pac. That was just off the chain. It is kind of hard not to like a match like that. Dr. Doom says his match of the night was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Nice. Gave it a 9 out of 10. Lots of 9s out of 10s. Everyone's giving this an A. Everyone feels like this is an A show. Like, I think it's a great show. I won't give it an... It barely missed an A. There were some issues that hindered it from being an A for me. But it was definitely a great show. Okay, let me try the live chat again. Let's see if we get lucky. No luck? Alright. Maybe I gotta go into live stream. Let me go into Streamlabs real quick and take a look at this. Because it should be working. I refuse to let this stream go on without your voices being seen and heard. Because that's ridiculous. We were doing so well. 1 second, guys. I'm going to fix this. In the meantime, keep leaving your thoughts. And I'll keep reading them while we get this fixed. Let's see here. I'm just listening to your podcast. I appreciate that, Christopher. Let's see. Ultra Shadow 97 gave it a B+. Said it was a tag team match. The tag team match was the match of the night. Maurice Johnson also says the tag team match was the match of the night. Like, it's really a toss-up. Like, matches of the night for me seem to be Darby Allin, Guevara, Rhodes, MJF, the tag match, and then Orange Cassidy versus Pac, which, again, that match was awesome. I might have to go back and rewatch that match, because that was just good. And it really was. Like, real talk, it was a great match. When you do a comedy character like him, and you protect him so well. Okay, so... That's what happened. So, apparently Streamlabs is down. Of course it is. Oh, of course. Alright, so Streamlabs crashed. That's why the live chat isn't working. Let me see if I got... Okay, maybe it's back up now. I think we're good. Alright, hold on for a minute. I think I'm able to get it to work now. I think so. Chat box. I think we're Gucci now. Alright, I think we're Gucci. There it is. Got it back up. Woo! We good now. Alright, so sorry about that. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, A for Alyx, loves the tag match. Alright, good for me, man. So we're good now. You can now go crazy in the live chat. All your comments will show up. Hopefully it stays that way. I don't even know why it didn't. I'm hoping it stays that way. It should stay that way. Let's see here. But yeah, guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Okay, it's down again. So, essentially, what's happening here is that the Streamlabs website keeps crashing, and that's why it's not showing. So there's nothing I can do about that. See, it's not even showing again. All right, so that experiment failed. It's okay. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. Usually the live chat's there, and again, it's out of my control. So the first stream died, and now the live chat's not showing. So let's just go ahead and end it here. I don't want to keep you guys up here too long. I appreciate y'all for being here, making me a part of your day, enjoying the live streams, donating, and making this a safe space to be a wrestling fan overall. So give me your thoughts. Those of you who are in the live chat, when this video goes up, in the comments, give me your thoughts on your favorite match and your grade. Overall thoughts on the show. But you've heard it here from your boy Alyx. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So I'll catch you guys next time. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, and catch all my podcasts in the future. Until then, this is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out right here in Alyx's World. You guys take it easy and take care of yourselves. Peace.